listen to the show for the first time, I like to ramble, you know. So you got to keep up with me. I'll go from back and forth, because as things hit me in a passionate level, and I got to leave what we was just talking about. So you got to keep me focused. And if I was talking about something that you was into for a second, I left it, and you remind me. So because I keep it moving, and I'm gonna explain to you again, if you listen for the first time, what my show is about. Yeah. It's not about subjugating women, as much as I would want it to be that. That would be fun. It's not about subjugating women. It's not about relationships. It's not like, to make your relationship better. It's about options. And it's about making men feel like just because they decided to be in a relationship with a woman, that they did not give their life. Like they did not like cash in on happiness. You understand what I'm saying? That you didn't cash in on being a happy person in a relationship. Dante once told me, we used to talk all the time, dude, like about the situation. And Dante's married, and I'm like, does it ever end? In terms of trying to constantly pimp your girl, does it ever end? Does it stop? Is there a time where you could go, I love her, and I can just stop being, a guy that watches what she does. I could stop being a guy who feels like he has to constantly be on his girl. It never stops. Because they're abusive. They're out to abuse you. And what I mean by that is that the abuse comes from the fact that they want a tough man. They want a guy who they feel like they can follow. And they're constantly seeing if you that guy. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to always you got to qualify yourself as the guy who can be her masculine entity.
You got to be on guard.
Always, they want you to qualify that you're that masculine entity and that you're strong enough to basically keep them safe or comfortable. Run the show. Make her feel like if y'all at a restaurant and you order, a steak and some rice and broccoli. And the waiter brings you steak, French fries, and broccoli, right? And she immediately opens her mouth to go, "Excuse me, waiter. He ordered rice. He didn't order French fries." You have to put your girl in a mindset where she doesn't feel like she needs to tell the waiter about your situation. Right. She looks at you and goes, "You can handle that." She doesn't feel like my man is letting this go because he's just letting it go. She's feeling like he wants to eat French fries instead of rice, and she feels comfortable with how comfortable you are. And that's where you got to constantly keep your girl, and she'll constantly challenge you. It'll go good for 6 months, and then the 7th month, she'll challenge you again. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, I tell my girl, like, it's like, okay, right now, it's the toughest time in my life in terms of women, because I don't have 8. I have 1, who, we do the swing thing. You know what I'm saying? So the tough time is the fact that, all right, I'm going to tell you something, ladies. If you meet a guy in the street and he says to you, "I don't have a girlfriend," you got to understand he has at least 7. You understand what I'm saying? He has at least 7 women. And the reason that is because we play a numbers game. We can't sit at a club and wait for you, Mrs. Right, to just walk up and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Or walk down the street and we in our nicest suit and smelling real good, smelling our best, and we walking up the street and some girl goes, "Hey, ooh, look at you. You look, hey, listen, baby." And you go, "Wait, I'm going to work." You know what I'm saying? We have to actively be out there to to feed our sexuality. You understand what I'm saying? We're not looking for Mrs. Right, as they say. We're looking for Mrs. Right now. As they say, Mrs. Right now. So we have to actively. So if you think that a guy meets you in the street and you don't know who he is, right, and you're attracted to him, you think that you're the only woman that's attracted to him, he actively actively embraces any woman who's attracted to him. You understand what I'm saying? So if a woman comes in and goes, hey, how are you? Or he goes, how are you to a woman? And she goes, hey, and now, you're talking, he gets the number. Trust me, he got at least 20 that day. And why I say 7 is because it boils down to a team. You pick like UFC and shit. You pick, it's like karate class. It's training. It really is. My girl now, I never admitted to her, but she's always like, we just now started kind of admitting, I started kind of admitting to her that I had a lot of girls at the time that were all candidates. It was like karate class, okay? So when you meet a chick in karate class, it's easy to have 7 women when they're all at the same level in your karate class. You meet them new, and then you all get them their white belts, and they don't know anything. And you tell them all kind of bullshit, all kind of lies, all kind of bullshit. You're dragging them along. You're telling them this, you're telling them that, and they listening. You say, hey, babe, let me tell you something. I used to tell my girl, stay in the matrix. Wait, basically, you can only say that to a chick. You can only say it's surface happiness. Right. Don't dig underneath because you're gonna find something. You're gonna find something if you dig. Stay surface happy. If you dig, you're gonna find something. So what happens is you line them up and you say, you tell them, like the Matrix, okay? The Matrix, I go, listen, when you eat the blue pill or the red pill, whichever one makes you pop out and understand that the world's fucked up, don't eat that pill. Stay in this wonderful world of 2 days a week that we in. Or stay in this wonderful world of an hour, come by for an hour, and then get out. You know what I'm saying? You got to get them that. So you tell everybody these particular little bullshits. You have your space, you do this, that. So what happens is women's nature, okay, is to challenge you. And for a guy, if he has 7 women in his karate class, you understand what I'm saying? If he has 7 women in his karate class, eventually they're all going to want to get bumped up to the next belt. You understand?
Well, a lot of them get knocked off right. Some of them don't.
Some of them don't know how to.
They don't even. You start doing past first
belt. You start getting them into the elephant walk or the duck walk, whatever they do.
I'm out of here.
Push-ups, and she's just like, I ain't putting. As soon as she hears the first bit, she's like, she might be out of there. You understand? But there's some that want to say, okay, I'm gonna stick it through, just because I see something in this guy. So let's say you got 8 girls, 1 drops off, you got 7, and that starts the karate class, and they like sensei, they down with you, right? So they following you and you giving them all that bullshit. Then eventually, nature tells them when it's time to try to bump their belt up. Okay, when they go, okay, they get in the stance. They go, hi-ya, just to see if they're better than you, just to see if all your teachings are bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So they get in the stance, and all a woman wants you to do, and this is referring to ended up being your last lady, which is I'm at now, where it's like they keep challenging you, and the thing that keeps them with you is every time they challenge you, you have to be able to take their karate kick and flip, not only block it, but block it and make her fall and smash her head and make her go, holy shit, I'm sorry, master. You are good.